Ravens country. Let's ride.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel the
it's
energy.
11:40, and I had to just crack that open. But
Yeah.
that's my first drink I've had probably months. But we are back
Mm,
with another episode of a Purple Rain Report pregame edition. And you know
yeah.
what? We got good news today, and we'll get all into it. But
Hmm.
first and foremost, it isn't a usual episode, so there's no dedication. But what you do have to do: follow
Yeah.
us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Follow this
Hmm.
guy, Instagram, Twitter at Sutton Def. Follow me on Twitter, simply as10, and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And if you are new, we would love for you to join the family. So
Yeah.
subscribe and
Yeah.
also like the video. Be much appreciated. And it is a big game today. Playing a very good team. We'll get
Hmm.
all into that. But how are you feeling on this Sunday?
I'm good, man. Happy Sunday. Happy game day to the whole Ravens flock, NFL fans, the Rain Gang. I'm excited. I'm excited. I feel like this is our first real test.
Yeah.
Like I feel like last week was level one. This is a true level two. You know,
Yeah.
so hopefully we can perform just as good or even better than we did last week. Because I'm really, really hoping for a win today.
Need that win. Need
Yeah,
that win.
for
And the
sure.
inactives did come out. And as the time goes on, we will be updating you with, who the lead back will be. And since there is no J.K. Dobbins, we'll get all the information. But you just want to get right into it. Or do you just want to bring up the Rain Gang first?
I'll bring up the Rain Gang first. I see Mod Boz in the building says, "Yo, Rain Gang, what's going on, Boz? Appreciate you for coming through on this Sunday morning." Remember, I did pick the Patriots over your Steelers, and I know I didn't miss when you said you would mention me on Twitter if y'all win. So I'm expecting that if you guys win, man. But if y'all don't win, I might have to mention you though. I might have to mention you. Let's see. Brent is in the chat as well. What's going on, Brent? Appreciate you for coming through. Sports Gaming YouTube is here as well. Rico's in the building, says Rain Gang. What's going on? Seth says, what's up, Rain Gang? Let's get it. Taquan Christian in the house per usual. Rob Jack giving us our first super chat donation of this episode. 2 minutes in. Thank you
Love
so
that.
much, Rob. We appreciate that. We love it so much. Says, let's do it. 34-24 W for the Ravens. Okay. I like that score prediction. We can drop over 30. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great way to start off the day. And we actually got some amazing news to start off our day as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about who's back. Let's talk
Yes,
about who we're going to
sir.
see
Let's
for the
go.
first time in a regular season game since the playoffs in 2020. Like the last time this guy played with us in the in a postseason, regular season, Matt Judon was on the team. Yannick Ngakoue was on the team. Hell, we had DJ Fluker starting on the offensive lineman. Marcus Peters is back. Oh my
Peters.
goodness.
Let's go.
He is back. I mean, we need him. We're playing Waddle, playing Tyreek Hill. And I'll just get right into our inactives today. Some of them aren't really a surprise. James Prochet is out. Brandon Stevens is out. J.K. Dobbins again. But it sounds like next week has to be the week. The way they're making it sound like he has to be back soon. Ronnie Stanley is out. Nick Boyle is a healthy scratch. And Travis Jones is out as well, which means they're comfortable with their big guys up front because I think he was ready to go. He practiced every day this week, but they must feel comfortable. I mean, maybe save him for next week because the Patriots do like to run the ball a lot compared to the Dolphins, but we're putting out a pretty strong team today. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You think so? I think we're putting out I mean, with the addition of Marcus Peters, you said Marlowe is active as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be
I wish
a pretty
Stevens
good
was there
game.
though.
I
wish
know, right?
like that would just because we still haven't seen the secondary like all the way. I know we caught up Darrell Wardley. I know he got a practice squad elevation, but
We're looking at like Pepe Williams or Jalen Armour Davis today in the slot, right?
yeah. I
That's gonna
mean,
be a big matchup.
welcome to the NFL.
Oh yeah. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill coming across that middle. Oh yeah, especially when we're in zone coverage, they are going to have some assignments.
Yes,
Some crazy assignments, man.
I know that Marlon can play in the slot, but I don't know. I think you can't leave one of our rookies out there with Waddle or Hill. You can't do it. That's just man. But I mean, it is a beautiful day in Baltimore. We're talking about 70 degrees, 80 degrees, football weather. Absolute. Wish I was there.
You know what, Alex? I'm glad you said that because with that being said, I'm kind of expecting a pretty big day out of guys like Mike Davis and Kenyon Drake. I know it was raining last week. You know, they really couldn't get their feet under them. Literally, they were slipping all over the place. I know how that can be, for a running back when like your whole game is literally getting your feet right and hitting the holes and trying to get traction, things like that. With the dry field at M&T Bank at home, the electricity of the crowd that's going to be there, the flock. I think that this is going to be a big game for the running backs. I'm just calling that right now. On the last episode of the show, I called James Prochet getting a touchdown or two.
Well,
Obviously, he's not playing, so I'm switching my bold prediction to the running backs have, let's say, 3 combined touchdowns.
okay. I mean, I think Kenyon Drake can definitely get a touchdown from the backfield as well. Catching, that is. Mike Davis with the fumbles, though. He coughed it up last week. It's been a problem. I think that's how you get in the hardball doghouse. We've talked about it. I think Kenyon Drake is our lead back. Mike Davis is number 2. And I guess Justice Hill number 3. Not really sure what goes on with there. But I think something we talked about it too. I don't want to bring him up again because it's just such it's like beating the dead horse. Like the horse is done. He's down. It's Greg Roman. I think this is a litmus test. I think after today, depending how he's doing, you can make a very viable case at any time to let him go because he got exposed last year by this team. You've had the whole offseason to prepare for this. And if you can't pass that test, then what are you good for? I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say about it. But
agreed.
That's something you got to look into today as well.
Yeah, definitely agree there. And like I said, one big key to victory for me when it comes to the offense and more specifically Greg Roman is making sure that he gets the play call in on time. Like there's no reason why the Ravens should be rushing up to the line of scrimmage with 4 seconds to snap the ball. And then, Lamar's looking at all sorts of crazy looks where you've got 2 guys, 2 DBs in the A gap looking like they're going to rush you straight up. And then they end up dropping back. He needs time to assess things at the line of scrimmage. All great quarterbacks get that. That liberty of being able to assess things at the line of scrimmage. Lamar should get the same thing. So, yeah.
I don't want him clapping his hands like trying to get the ball. We saw it last week too, and he gets frustrated. So that is very frustrating. I mean, outside of that, J.K. Dobbins, they talked about how he was very close to getting ready to go. I don't know when that'll. I think maybe next week. I hope. And then one more thing we can touch on with our inactives is Nick Boyle. They're picking Josh Oliver over him, which it confuses me because we're paying Nick Boyle, I believe he's like $2 million in the cap. Yeah. Maybe 2 to 3. Jarvis Landry signed for $3 million, and he put up 100 and some yards last week. So I know it's really comparing apples to oranges, but in the money aspect, if you're not going to play him, why are you keeping him? It's just questionable to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think, or let me ask you this. Do you think that the Ravens are literally just, I guess you could say, terrified of putting all their guys out there at every single turn, at every single chance they get? You see what they're doing with Dobbins. You see what they're doing with Stanley. Hell, even guys like Nick Boyle, who, by the way, my guy Alex did meet Nick Boyle in person once. That was pretty cool. I think they might be saving up those bigger bodies for the colder months. You never know.
Could be.
We could see a lot of Nick Boyle being featured in months like December, November. So we got to watch out for that. But it is definitely strange to see that he's not in the lineup right now.
Yeah. But if you have anything else to say, I can get into the Dolphins inactives if you want to do that.
Before we get to that, we do have another super chat donation. Okay. This one's coming from Ty Exclusive. What's going on, Ty Exclusive? Thank you so much. I think he's a new face. I haven't seen Ty Exclusive in here. So appreciate you for joining the Rain Gang. You're part of the family now. Part of the family. Officially says, Giro, please, no slow starts or QB draws on 3rd and long. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with this. Frustrates me. I agree with this. The slow starting, that I think last season we averaged, what was it, like 3 points in the first quarter. Guess how many points we scored in the first quarter last week? 3 points.
Yeah.
So it just can't happen.
Turnover.
Yeah. We need touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, it's Ty Exclusive. He's right on the money here. No QB draws on 3rd and long. Yeah, man, we're so predictable on 3rd down sometimes. And I would like to see us get away from being so predictable. 3rd and 4, let's just Lamar power run, like less of that, more creativity, please.
And every 4th down, when we do go for it, it's always power to the left, power to the right. Like we can call it from here. It is very annoying.
Yeah. Let's see. Our guy Dre in here says, "What's up, Purple Rain Gang? What's going on, Dre?"
What's going on? Sure. I see you're wearing the Lamar shirt. I'm wearing the high school jersey. Are we predicting? Okay. Are we predicting a big game for Lamar? I mean,
I am. I think
you have to.
Lamar had this famous quote, "Not bad for a running back," after he famously threw for 5 touchdowns and no interceptions against the Dolphins. Yeah, it was crazy. 2 years, no, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, right?
3, 20, yeah,
Time is
three.
flying. Sheesh.
Time flies
But
when
yeah,
having fun.
yeah, man. I'm predicting a big game from Lamar Jackson, man. I'm hoping for another three passing touchdowns. If I can get more than that, then awesome. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping for three passing touchdowns. But I think this will honestly be a big game on the ground for us. I think we are
Hmm.
going to come out early, trying to punch them in the mouth with the run
Hmm.
game, really establish dominance at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be all about the trenches. First quarter,
Yeah.
guys. One thing that I want you guys, like everybody, listen to this right now. In the first quarter, pay attention to the line of scrimmage. A lot of people, when they watch the games, they watch the ball, they watch the quarterback and where the ball is going. Pay attention to who's getting the push, who's getting the leverage up front of the line of scrimmage. If the Ravens are winning early, that's going to be a very good sign and an indication that we're going to win this game.
Ben Powers ain't going to get it. Unfortunately, I have bad news because it didn't look good last week, like at all. But I mean, speaking of the line too, Makari will be our left tackle. Big game for him. Can definitely show his worth. Got that contract in the offseason, so
Yeah.
that is going to be pretty interesting to look at. But getting into the Dolphins inactives, they did place their starting right tackle on injured reserve.
Mm.
So they're at a backup on right tackle. So that's something we got to look at. Can definitely exploit that hole. And for their inactives, running back Miles Gaskin, backup wide receiver Eric Izukanma, I believe, quarterback Skylar Thompson, tight ends, uh, Ethan Carter and Hunter Long, and linebacker Channing Tindall, rookie who is very good. That was a surprise. Uh, no really big like Teron Armstead's playing, but for me, them putting their putting their right tackle on injured reserve. I mean, big day for the boys up front. Has to be. They're already
Yeah.
weak. If we can do what we did to Flacco last week, do it to Tua this week. Some more interceptions, I think, are coming the way.
And you know what? You know what, Alex? I'm feeling froggy this morning on this.
Okay.
What is it? September 18th, Sunday morning, game day.
Yeah.
I am actually going to go out on a limb here and say that the Ravens defense racks up 5 sacks.
Who has the
I'm going
most?
5 sacks. Who
Or
has
is
the
this going to
most?
be everybody gets
That's a
one? Or
fabulous
it's going to be you
question.
get a sack, you get a sack, you get a sack.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm thinking Houston has 2. Owe has 1. I'm thinking that Justin Madubuike gets home because I think this is going to be a really big game for our interior pressure. I was actually watching a Dolphins streamer or YouTuber the other day. He was talking about some of the weaknesses on their team, and I think like their center is weak. Their left
Yeah.
guard and right guard position, like the interior of that O line, is kind of banged up. So if we can take advantage of that, I think it's going to bode very well for us. Um, but yeah, man, I'm thinking the other 2 sacks, Madubuike gets 1, and then the other one maybe a Calais Campbell. Just
I
burst
mean,
through the line.
yeah,
Yeah, wraps up to it. Another thing, Alex, remember the
yeah,
other day when you were telling me about how Tua said that if he can't see over the line, he's not going to throw to you.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I want to get your refreshed thoughts on that. What do you think? What do you think about that? Because that was so interesting that he said that, man.
I think I don't know why you would say that. I think it's kind of you can keep it to yourself. There's some things you can keep to yourself, but maybe it was taken out of context. I don't know. I didn't watch the full thing. I saw the clip, which probably isn't the best thing to do. But if you can't see, I mean, we have Calais Campbell, who when you put his arms up, like how big is he? When you have Brent Urban, who puts his long Canadian mitts up, how big
Yeah,
is he?
yeah,
So I don't know what they mean, like what he really meant by that. But if he truly meant if he can't see you, he's not going to throw it to you, then it could be a very long day for him. It
yeah.
could be. But one thing that does scare me is Tyreek Hill, because 1 year ago tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary we beat the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, and
Hmm.
Tyreek Hill was shut down by us.
Yeah.
It is not often when you shut a player down like Tyreek Hill for 2 games in a row. It scares me. It scares me. I hope we can limit him. I expect him to have a good game, but we can't let him take it over. He can't have 3 catches, 120, and 2 touchdowns. It just can't happen.
The difference between Tyreek Hill now and Tyreek Hill a year ago is, of course, Patrick Mahomes and Tua Tagovailoa. I don't think that Tua has a big enough arm to really like consistently give you that deep threat and stretch the field with Tyreek Hill because those plays take time to develop. And
Mm-hmm.
Tua doesn't have the same type of mechanics of that Mahomes does, where he can evade, and then throw over your head at the last second. He just doesn't. Plus, he's a smaller man.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say I'm not afraid of Tyreek Hill because listen, that's the cheetah. He could definitely go off. I'm starting him in maybe 2 fantasy leagues today. So, I'm sure he will get his, but
Yeah.
I think that Dolphins fans, and I may eat my words when I say this, I think they should probably temper expectations when it comes to what Tua and Tyreek can do together, because I think Tyreek excels a little bit more when you have both threats where he can catch the ball underneath and take it for 70 yards to the house, or when he can burn the secondary and go deep and then just have his
Right.
quarterback launch it up to him. I think he's more dangerous when he's threatening both, not just
Yeah.
one of those things. So
Yeah.
that's just me.
I mean, you saw it in the Bills game where they were expecting a deep play. He catches a pass for 10 yards and just turns it upfield for a touchdown. They don't. That threat maybe isn't there with the Dolphins. And then Jalen Waddle, he was cooking us last year. Let's not even talk about it. He was just doing his thing against us. I actually rewatched some of that game.
Oh yeah.
This past week, it was bad. It like Javon Holland was out there looking like Brian Dawkins, Ed Reed, and Ronnie Lott all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that cannot happen again, at all. So we got to know how to pick up their blitzes, and then hopefully it could be a hot take, but Pat Ricard, you need to block. That's what you're paid to do. Got to block and do a great job at it. And when I was watching, going back to the Dolphins line, watching Huddle Up Films, by the way, his stream, he mentioned that I think their left guard and the right guard, I could be wrong, were former tackles and they're playing inside. So if that's something we can exploit as well, it could be a long game.
Yeah, absolutely. Go Man here says, "What's up with this cover 0?" Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I feel like the Dolphins, that's where they kind of had the advantage, because our last matchup was so lopsided, and everybody knows why, because they just kept throwing the blitz at us every single play pretty much. So I think they do have kind of like a mental advantage here going in against the Ravens offense. Like, I'm sure the Ravens offense have been thinking all week, hey, what if they blitz again? Hey, what if they switch it up? So it's just like, it's kind of it's going to keep us guessing, which is why the first quarter of this game is going to be very, very fascinating. Very fascinating. We're going to learn a lot in the first quarter.
Yeah. I guess also, if what we usually like to do, have any fantasy questions, throw them in the chat so we can get into them. We got an hour and 2 minutes left before the early game. So if you're struggling who you want to start, drop it in the chat. We'll help each other out. But yeah, I think that's most of the points that we didn't touch on Thursday.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about Devin Duvernay today? Think he gets another touchdown?
Let's see what Hemo4 says here. It says if they play cover 0, then they can see Duvernay or Bateman go for 50 yards to the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
or
yeah, you're
Robinson.
right.
Or DeMarcus.
Or D-Rob.
Go to Marcus.
Yeah, forgot about him. Yeah. But Duvernay, a lot of people, like a lot of fantasy experts and whatnot, football fantasy experts, they're saying sit Duvernay this weekend. Yeah. They don't think it's going to be a big game for him. They don't think he can repeat what he did in week 1. Which I don't necessarily think he's going to get 2 touchdowns. No. I think it'll be more of a, run the ball heavy and Mark Andrews kind of day. Honestly, I feel like we're going to be singing Mark Andrews praises by the end of today. But yeah, if they go cover 0, basically Lamar, like I said, he needs time to assess at the line of scrimmage to know where he's going to go with the football before the ball even snaps. Like he needs to be able to make those quick reads, those quick checks at the line of scrimmage. But that can only happen if we get the play call in early, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we have to learn from last year. What you do to beat cover 0. It's not these long, intricate plays, these routes need to develop. No.
Yeah.
And I hope Greg Roman learned from that. But if he didn't, that's why I said might be time to move on. So getting into our fantasy, Cam Akers or DeMarcus Robinson. I am a Cam Akers owner. I'm benching him. I don't know. I'm pissed off from last week and me 0 points. It ruined my day. With that being said, DeMarcus Robinson is like boom or bust. He's not going to get, 10 targets. He might get like 3, but if he catches all 3, it's 20 points, guaranteed if he catches them. I'm talking like deep plays.
Right.
I want to say Cam Akers because
that's the safer option. Safer option will be Cam Akers, especially when you consider game script. I think the Rams are playing the Falcons today. I feel like they can get an early lead to start running the football, and of course that running game will be by committee at that point. So I can definitely see Cam Akers getting some good work today. So I'm gonna go Cam Akers over DeMarcus Robinson. Let's see. The April 123 says Devin Singletary or Breece Hall in the flex. Who the Jets play today?
The
Isn't it
Jets play the
Browns?
Browns. They play the Browns. Yeah.
Okay.
Devin,
Ooh, man.
Bills running backs sometimes scare me because they love to throw that rock.
They do. But I feel like they can also game script again. I feel like they can get an early lead on Tennessee and start running that football.
I don't think. And Brees Hall last. Didn't he fumbled? I think last week too. Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah, he did have a fumble. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm
gonna go Singletary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think better team. I feel like he's got probably better opportunities to score, especially considering game script. So yeah, Devin Singletary there for me. Let me see what else you guys are saying here. SG says a sleeper wide receiver today, Curtis Samuel, the Washington Commanders. He had incredible volume last week. Yeah, I mean the Commanders are using him. Yeah, the Commanders are using him the way that you should. It's kind of like the way that the Panthers did. They kind of use him as kind of like a Devin Duvernay, but I think he's a little bit more. He's a little bit better, honestly, at that gadget role. Just being honest. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's a good sleeper. SG for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Seth. Seth Batdorf says, "Do I start Kenyon Drake or Mark Ingram today?"
I'm going Mark Ingram. I think Mark Ingram.
Really?
I think he would probably get more looks in the passing game than I think Kenyon Drake will. Because like we still rarely throw to our running backs. It feels like compared to the Saints, they're not scared to dump it off.
Yeah, this one is close for me.
It is
this
close.
One is close. I might give the slight edge to Mark Ingram. Who did the Saints play again?
They play the Bucks.
Ooh.
They play the Bucks.
I'm gonna go Kenyon Drake. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a big day for our running back room. I'm predicting 3 touchdowns between them. I feel like Kenyon Drake will have one of those, and he'll have sub maybe 40 to 50 yards rushing. I'll say. So I'm gonna go Kenyon Drake. All right. We'll take a couple more here. Let's see. Hemo4 says, "Yo, do I start? I guess it's Robbie Anderson over DJ Moore."
I think DJ Moore. I don't think so.
Yeah, I would go DJ Moore.
Anderson reminds me of like he reminds me of like a DeMarcus Robinson, like a boomer bust. Like if he gets you a catch, it's gonna be a deep touchdown.
Yeah. Ben is in here, says Dolphins are finna hurt y'all feelings. LOL. They definitely did last season.
Yeah.
That's for sure, Ben.
It sucked.
That's for sure.
It sucked.
Let's see. Brent Lawrence says running back 2, Ramondre Stevenson or Rashad Penny.
Oh.
Penny had some good volume last week, no?
Yeah, in the Monday night game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with Geno Smith playing like an MVP, I mean, come on now. Who did the Patriots play? The Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cam Hayward's still there to eat you up in that. Yeah.
Definitely going Penny. For sure. I agree with Cupid here. Couple more. Let's see. Brent says, "This might sound stupid." There's no stupid questions here, Brent. We love you. We appreciate you. Says Bateman versus Landry. Yeah, he said laundry, but I guess he means Landry.
I mean, Landry did have a really good game last week. I'm gonna sit here and play and just like speak from a neutral. Landry, he showed out last week. But the Falcons corners against the Buccaneers secondary is different. I do like the Buccaneers secondary. I mean, but if we knew how to beat the Dolphins cover 0, then I would say Bateman because I feel like he would definitely get his targets.
Yeah.
F it. Throw Bateman in there. Get a touchdown. 6 catches, 70 yards, touchdown.
I see Bateman catching a ball today that's close to the line of scrimmage because of a blitz, because it's a very quick pass. Then, Lamar gets the ball out quick, and then he just takes it to the house. That's what I'm feeling today.
He hasn't shown that speed yet. We know he has the speed, but he hasn't had a chance to.
I think we'll see it, and M&T Bank will go crazy.
Like what Hollywood did against the Dolphins. Take a slant and just cut it upfield.
Yep.
Okay.
He'll get a nice angle. A DB will miss an angle. He'll be gone.
Kevin Harlan's like commentating it.
Yeah. Is that who's commentating today?
Yeah. Kevin Harlan.
Nice. Oh, yeah. We love that. Let's see. Jabari Cruz Ellis says, "Do I sit tight end Dawson Knox from Buffalo or no?"
He didn't have a good week at all. Like they gave him that big contract and he did nothing. Who's your backup? Who else do you have?
Yeah, that's a good question. What other tight ends do you have? Yeah. If not, you may be able to stream somebody who might give you better upside this week.
Yeah.
Let me see. Actually, let me get to Tony's. Lamar or A-Rod at quarterback?
Lamar.
For sure.
Aaron Rodgers screwed me last week. 3 points. Thanks.
anytime you get that dual threat, and I know the Packers play the Bears, and Aaron Rodgers, he owns the Bears, whatever. But Lamar Jackson, you get that dual threat with him,
Yeah.
and I think it could be a big game at home. A couple passing touchdowns, a good amount of rushing yards, maybe a rushing touchdown. Who knows?
Yeah.
But more
I mean,
upside for
even
Lamar.
last week, like he didn't have the best game, but he was literally efficient. He threw for 3 touchdowns. I think on what 13 or 17. I think 17 completions.
Yeah.
I you can't complain with that. But
Let's see. We have another one. This one's coming from Daryl Cherry Sr. Thank you for joining the show. Says Thielen or Brandon Cooks today.
I feel like I sleep on Brandon Cooks in fantasy. I know Thielen didn't have the best
Yeah.
game last week. I think Cooks is. I mean, that's what Davis Mills always throws it to. It feels like.
Mm,
I'm thinking
yeah.
Brandon Cooks.
Okay. Fair. Let's see. We'll take one more here. Tony Houston says, thanks, guys. No problem, Tony.
For sure.
Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. Mod Boz in here says, do I bench Travis Etienne for Antonio Gibson? Opening my flex for DJ Chark, Devontae Smith, or Alan Lazard, or George Pickens.
Oh.
Still haven't seen Pickens yet in action. But
yeah, like one catch last week. Etienne is battling with James Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Gibson did well last week. He did well. They're playing the Lions this week.
James Robinson did well last week too.
Yeah, I think Miles Sanders had a good game last week, or one of the running backs for the Eagles did well against the Lions. I think last week, and that's who.
I think they all had touchdowns. The Eagles running backs.
I would definitely do Gibson at running back to bench Etienne. Your flex. I feel like I feel Devonta Smith because AJ Brown showed out last week. I feel there'd be more attention on AJ Brown this week, opening it up for Devonta. I mean, I know they are playing the Vikings, but give me Gibson and Devonta Smith.
Gibson and Devonta Smith. Okay, I like that. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there, guys. We have football in less than an hour. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this stream. We appreciate it. Enjoy the games today. Listen, if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Instagram at The Purple Rain Podcast, just like you see down below. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're new here to this channel, make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to the channel as well, because listen, I think we're going to start doing this pregame stream thing. I like this.
I like it.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay locked into the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Like the video, subscribe. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def, just like you see down below. You can find my guy over here, SimplyAs10, on Twitter at SimplyAs10, or on Instagram at SimplyAs10.prod. And with that being said, you guys enjoy this Sunday, enjoy this game day, enjoy the Ravens game, enjoy the rest of the games, whatever fan of teams you are, enjoy today. Alex, you go ahead and take us out.
Yeah, you got 51 minutes to go and get ready. Get ready for the game. Get the food made, get the drinks poured, get the chips out, the sauce, do it all.
Yeah.
Because week 2 is here, and just enjoy it. Let's hope we are 2-0, and we'll be back here to talk about it during the week. Like TJ said, like and subscribe. You got it. And as always, stay positive, test negative.
And never, ever, ever forget to call God. This has been Purple Rain Podcast, another Purple Rain Report pregame stream. We love you guys. We love this. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.